Hello and welcome everyone, my name is The Clever Fool. Today I'll be playing what I believe is the last level of Ottokar, Battle on the Marchfeld. Not sure if that's supposed to be Marchfield, but then again I also don't know what interregnum means, so I'm just going to assume that it's Marchfeld. Very, very fun campaign so far. Looking forward to a big finale. Let's go ahead and get started.
We are approaching the climax of Ottokar's story. He still believed that he would be a far better emperor than his archenemy Rudolf of Habsburg. So the peace of Vienna should not last long. Ottokar, king of iron and gold, wanted to try his luck one last time. Rudolf's power had not yet been consolidated and the king of Bohemia still had followers throughout the empire. He planned to destroy Rudolf in one single huge confrontation and invaded Rudolf's territories in Austria with all the strength he could gather.
Strength. That's spelling. Spelling!
The mighty king of Bohemia, Rudolf allied himself with the Hungarians and their Cuman mercenaries. The two armies
I like the mix of the mercenaries, by the way. It's a very nice touch.
The best knights of Europe had gathered on the Marchfeld on this hot
So it is Marchfeld.
In their thick, shiny armor, they were ready to fight for the fate of the empire.
Thick and shiny armor. Hell yeah.
Hatred and envy on his rival Rudolf spurred Ottokar. He would destroy Rudolf and finally get the imperial crown. No one would be able to stop him this time.
You know, it almost sounds like we're the baddies, you know? Like, this Rudolf guy didn't really seem all that bad. But then again, we'll just have to see. I don't actually know what happens historically. Okay. So our goal is to kill the Emperor Rudolf of Habsburg. One final request. Thank you very much for playing my campaign. If you have any feedback, please write me on hamister@gmail.com. Well, Hamister, I will leave you some feedback. Not to that email, but since you've been watching these videos, I'll talk about the campaign a bit as a whole after playing this last level. Our hints tell us your population limit is 200. Okay, this is an open battlefield, so defensive buildings are very limited. Ottokar will definitely not give up today, and therefore his units cannot be permanently killed. Hell yeah, brother! Some tents that your villagers can now set up give you small special advantages. Ooh, I'd love to check that out. Our scouts report that Ottokar in orange approaches from the north and has to set up a camp first. Ottokar's archenemy Rudolf of Habsburg in red is not far south. He is protected by his bodyguards, the best knights in the entire empire. Rudolf's allies are the Hungarians in yellow and some Cuman mercenaries in blue. The Cuman army consists mainly of steppe lancers and archers. Their camp is right next to Ottokar's position. The Hungarian camp is far in the south. The Hungarian army consists of knights and siege weapons. Okay.
Ottokar mounted his horse, grabbed his sword and thought about the upcoming battle. He would kill his enemy Rudolf. Now or never.
So now the question is, do we have any allies? Let's build a second TC over here. Let's pick up crop rotation. Have you four go on farms. And these are just standard cavaliers, it seems. Our defensive buildings are going to be limited, it seems. But what are these tents that we can construct? Warlord tent. Increases population limit and grants you a free elite bowyer upon completion. Costs, I guess, the food of the bowyer, so it's not really free. Okay. And then in this tent, a skilled alchemist invents new equipment for Ottokar. Okay, so let's go ahead and build ourselves one of these alchemist tents. And we're going to want to pick up all of our military techs here. Focus on food. And focus on not getting housed. Okay, so we can build tents for increasing our population limit. That's pretty quaint, actually, because the tents are very small. And how much wood do they cost? Only 50. Well, they cost 50 wood, so they cost a good amount of wood. Let's make sure that we get our economy booming here. Let's turn on auto farm. Do we have a monastery? Yes, we do. We have a monk as well. Let's grab this relic and put it in here. Build another farm. Train more villagers. Oh, that's a lot of enemies. We'll need a university as soon as possible as well. I guess that's what the alchemist tent is. It's just a university. Okay, that's cool, I suppose. Let's pick up conscription. We don't have enough stone. Let's remedy that as soon as possible. Let's keep our economy flowing here. We're gonna need more food. If we can't get ourselves food, we'll be in no position to make war against the enemy. Let's build some barracks. And let's try not to trigger the wrath of the entire enemy team on us. Let's retreat to our castle here and fight there instead. Keep generating villagers. And we'll want to build a castle in the front here, so that'll be our priority for now. Okay, so this makes cavaliers cheaper, apparently. We can get chivalry. So it looks like this is going to be a cavalry on cavalry fight. But wow, there's a lot of enemies coming along at us. Not sure why I can't build in these areas. But this is a lot of enemies, if I say so myself. Perhaps I triggered them just a tad too early. So long as we lure these guys back to our castle, we should be okay. Let's not spend our units for no reason here. We're gonna want to knock out blue here as soon as we can. That's our original TC down. But once we finish off these mangonels, we should still be okay here. We're super low on food. We only have 4 on food here. Which means we can't really afford to lose any more villagers. Let's put our stone miners, now that they're finished with stone, onto the castle. Let's get a couple of cavaliers online. We're still doing good. This castle's almost done. Very good. Let's rebuild our town center. Have these guys go back to work. And start building up our economy once again. What we really need here is food. And let's try building a couple of these warlord tents. Why can't I build a farm there? Feels like I should be able to build one there, but I can't. Let's do chivalry for the training rate at our stables. We're off to a bit of a rocky start, but we should stabilize soon. So do we get a free bowyer or no? Oh, our bowyer appears, I see, from elsewhere. Got it. That's fine. Let's save up for Ottokar's hatred here.
Ottokar gave an impressive speech full of hatred for his enemy Rudolf and spurred his knights to give everything for the victory.
How much do these guys cost now? 60 food, only 40 gold? That value is incredible. Wait a sec. That's pretty good. That value is actually pretty darn good. Let's think about building a couple of trebuchets here so that we can start taking out the Cuman mercenaries. But now with ultra cheap calves, I don't see a reason not to make them. Our limiting factor continues to be food, because we need those for both our cavalry and the villagers. But it's high time we started making a dent on our enemies here. We should save up for siege engineers where possible. Any other special techs? What happened to... Did we lose our special pavilion? Let's build our alchemist tent back here, maybe. Very good. Let's pick up hoardings. Keep building villagers. Building the Treb. Train some Latus as well. We need to finish those guys off. We lack the food for siege engineers here. And after we repel this way from Rudolf, we should really think about trying to trap down blue. That'll make things a little bit easier on us at least. Let's build some more stables here so we can produce cavaliers faster. Let's keep making more Latus. And I wonder if we'll see any more of the human mercenaries here. Nope, it looks like that they've been completely defeated. Very nice. But I think Rudolf must have two bases here. Do Slavs get hand cannon? We do not get hand cannons, which is a damn shame. But we do get heavy scorps. Let's support more villagers on wood here. In fact, we got 24 on gold. Let's rotate some of these guys to wood. And Hungary is still in Castle Age, so really their units are not going to be much of a threat at all. It's really Rudolf of Habsburg's army that I'm going to be concerned about here. Let's pack up our Trebs. And I think running Scorpions against Teutonic Knights would be good. So Scorps, Trebs, and Heavy Cavalry. Seems like a nice combo. Let's actually build a TC here. And send some villagers to wood here. I wonder if we can fish the lake. No, we can't because we can't build docks. And yeah, I mean, Hungary's base is not going to be threatening at all. Got Imperial Knights from the Teutons. We'll mix him some Latus. And we'll mix him some Scorpions.
Приказание. Заждительница. Готов.
And with the Cumans sorted, the pressure is not nearly as high on us to do too much damage now.
Правильно. А сделай.
Let's put more on wood. Back these guys out. Grab a few more cavaliers. Have you Trebs pack up? I thought I ordered them to pack up earlier. And did we ever get siege engineers? No, we didn't. So that's something we definitely need to pick up for our Scorps. Let's grab siege engineers, keep reducing Scorps, keep reducing calves. Out of food once again. Well, we've done a number on their Imperial Knights here. Oh, that Ottokar got so much value, however. And Teutonic Knights are brutally good. It seems like they're even healing a little bit over time. Am I going nuts? Let me build another couple siege workshops here, and then we can research Elite Scorp. Still a bit unsure as to what the purpose of building that one tent that gives me an elite bowyer is. It doesn't seem to increase my my max population count. All right, just a tiny bit short on wood here. We'll pick up heavy scorpion in short order. Let's produce some more lattice. Nice, now we've got heavy scorpions online. I'm actually going to move my trebs back until I see a reason to use them. Oh, that's a lot of enemy units. Do they ever run out? Or is this just going to be like a continual shit show of units? Let's pick up halberdier too here actually. I think mixing halbs with the calves will be good. Just the calves doesn't seem to be enough, because the Teutonic Knights just do too much damage to them. Okay, well there's Rudolf. We're getting close. He's got so much HP! Are you kidding me? He's got like 1200 HP. That's absolutely ludicrous. That's actually nuts. I don't even know what to say to that. I guess we have to kill all his henchmen first then, right? There goes one of the knights. And Rudolf is actually going down pretty fast.
Rudolf fell off his horse. The victory was within reach.
Okay. The victory was within reach, and then all of a sudden a metric ton of paladins started coming at us.
Rudolf was still alive, still standing on the ground. He raised his hand against the cloudless summer sky. Send the hidden reinforcements, he shouted. Attack their flank.
Oh, those sound effects are loud. Those must be the hidden reinforcements. Oh, you know what? You know what? I'll bet that this is where Ottokar dies. I'll bet that there's no way for me to actually win this.
The
And
attack
that-
of the reinforcements hit the Bohemian Knights with full force. Ottokar's army dissolved.
Yeah,
into
yeah.
chaos. Those who could try to flee.
Oh, that's cool. I think this must be where it ends. Yeah, I lost all my buildings. Oh, I can't even control my units either. Wow. Oh, wow.
Ottokar stayed behind on the Marchfeld, surrounded by enemies, with tremendous anger and despair in his heart.
Oh. So this is how it ends. Oh, wow, that's really cool. Wow, wow, wow. Holy crap, I did not see this coming. Or I kind of saw this coming. But even so.
When Rudolf later found Ottokar's body, he began to whisper to himself. So you lie naked and unadorned, great king. The head placed in your servant's lap, and is of all your pomp and wealth. Not a poor blanket left for you, to cover your body as a shroud. The imperial cloak you are striving for. I take it off and spread it over you.
Wow. Man, oh man. Oh, and this, you use like the blackness here. Oh my god, that's so cool. And I guess you just had a ninja here for fun. Oh, that is so cool. What a way to end the campaign here. Yeah, I had a feeling. Oh wow, that's such a unique end to the campaign. I'm really impressed. I like this level a lot. This last level a lot. Damn if that wasn't cool. Holy crap. You know, all my guys are getting overrun. My base is getting overrun, but we still won the level because we were intended to lose the level the entire time. That was our role. And that quote at the end, man, chilling. And so Ottokar, you know, yeah, I figured, you know, at some point we were the baddies. Like, at some point I felt like we were going to get our comeuppance. You know, the lust for power was dangerous, and he lost it all in the end, and that's how his story ends. I had no idea, but that was really cool. In any case, let's quit to the end cinematic here.
When the battle on the Marchfeld was over, Ottokar's dreams ended in blood and mud. There was no longer a king of Bohemia. The battle for the imperial crown was finally over. Rudolf had Ottokar's body recovered from the battlefield and held a memorial service in Vienna in honor of his dead rival. He was now the undisputed ruler of the Holy Roman Empire. Rudolf was to establish the Habsburg dynasty, which would rule Central Europe.
Oh, I know that the Habsburgs. Okay, so he's the first Habsburg, huh?
Ottokar's widow Cunegunda continued her wild affair with the rebel Swathes of Falkenstein. A fight for Ottokar's legacy broke out in Bohemia, which eventually ended with Swathes being executed as a traitor.
Correct.
Even though Ottokar's name was forgotten, his legacy remained. The cities he founded and the wisdom of his edicts enabled a time of growth and prosperity in the empire. Most of all, you will take an important lesson with you. Greed had led even the best and strongest man to his sure end. Know that this is the true message from King Ottokar's luck and downfall.
Very cool campaign, dude. I tip my hat to you, sir. I had a lot of fun with it, and the story was quite good too. Wow. So I guess this is the part where I ramble a little bit about the campaigns. So, in order, I guess I'll rate them in order of which ones I like the most. I think 5 is the last one here is very special because it's almost like a cinematic campaign. You're not really even intended to truly win the level. But I liked it a lot. I thought the final episode was really good. I still have to say that in terms of overall strength of levels, I liked probably 3 the most, then 5, then level 4. Yeah, 3, 5, 4, 1, and then 2. Now, granted, I think they're all pretty good levels. I think the weakest level is 2. So I'll go in order of the levels that I liked the most to the levels I didn't like them to the levels I liked the least. So Battle on the Marchfeld. Straight up, quick, straightforward, build and destroy. You build a few tents. They're cool, like quirky mechanics. They're not super important mechanics overall, but you do get to build really cheap cavaliers. Having the unique spread of unique text was really good. And in fact, that's a theme across the campaign that I really liked. I liked the way that you mixed in unique technologies from other civilizations as they applied to each scenario, making each scenario feel really unique. I really liked that, I was encouraged to create the unit compositions that I was encouraged to. Like, obviously there mixing in Cavalier was the thematic thing that you guys were going for. Big cavalry charges on an open battlefield for this last level. I guess I'm still talking about the last level. So I think my favorite was like 5, 3, 4, 1, 2. Yeah. And it just felt right. It felt, when I play campaigns, I'm not looking necessarily for just gameplay. If I wanted to have just a pure gameplay experience, I would play, random map games. When I'm playing campaigns, I want like an immersive story. I want to follow, a hero, learn something about history. And I really feel like I did all of those things during this campaign, and I was very, very engrossed and motivated to finish them. The last level, I feel like, was the most challenging one, because you sent a lot of threatening units early on. It wasn't that challenging, but still, I like, that that intense panic that I had at the start there while my villagers are getting run over there. 3 is my second favorite one because I really like the mechanic of converting the enemy like towns to your side. I think it's a really, really cool mechanic. I think upgrading your keeps to real castles is also super cool. The only things that are really holding 3 back are the fact that the limitation of having neutral enemies. I understand why they have neutral enemies, but the limitation of not being able to have your buildings, your defenses auto-target the enemies kind of hurts it a little bit. In my opinion, what I would do is I would increase the population cap and increase the pressure that the enemies put on you to emphasize protecting a trade route. Like, it really felt like that level was mostly just, I'm not allowed to produce more villagers, so I guess I have less food and wood available to me, I guess. And there's something to be said for having to protect your villagers and not being able to get more. Like, when each villager life is precious, that's actually a pretty unique spin on things. But I really would have liked to see the mechanic of having your trade route be your lifeblood explored a little bit more. I know that in Henry the Lion, briefly, you don't have villagers at all in the official campaigns. And I got a kick out of that level. And that level was a bit too easy, too. They give you villagers after, like, 10 minutes of gameplay. So I think, like, the whole campaign overall could use a bit of a difficulty spike and a bit of a pacing increase. But it's still very, very fun. And I guess for more casual players, it would be a pretty good challenge. So that's level 3. I wanted to know what happened to Margareta, man. Like, she was done so dirty. You see her in level 1, you see her in level 3, and then she gets sent to a cursed tower. And then we never find out about what happens to her afterwards. It'd be really cool if you could write in something about her. Maybe to toss in as a future lesson or something like that. I feel really, really bad for her. I feel like she really got the short end of the stick here. Yeah, so that's level 3. Level 4, which is my third favorite, a new emperor. This is a defense level. I really like this level as well. I think it could have been improved more by making the fire mechanic cost less stone, but making the fires occur more often, but cost less stone. I think the purpose of the fire is to make the game, make the level more micro-intensive, to give you even more things to do. So having fires break out more often would be really, really cool to implement, I think. But to make the cisterns cost less stone would also be obviously a balancing factor for that, because they do cost quite a bit of stone. I think that having, like, I guess a squad of villagers act as a fire brigade to build the cisterns around the town would be really cool. Having effectively all the same mechanics that you've got already, except more. Like, it really, really felt like you were putting really good levels together, but the difficulty spike just wasn't quite tipping me over the edge just yet. I don't consider myself a great player by any means, but there was no real moment throughout the campaign that I felt like I was in danger of losing the campaign. And that's the feeling that I like to have when I'm playing these. But those mechanics are super, super cool. So for the 4th level, I'd say, make the backstab a bit stronger. Like, maybe talk about Zavis and his relationship with Ottokar a little bit more at the start. I know you're pressed for story space there. And then maybe make his army, seem more like this. Like, emphasize the fact that you're relying on that army to save you. Like, make the attack from Rudolf, more intense, so that I really feel like I'm in trouble. And then, right as I expect my reinforcements to come in, do a Joan of Arc style in the Siege of Paris, where, instead of receiving nothing, I get my back stabbed by this guy to make it really, really hurt. In the level, he sent a few tribes at me. Okay, no big deal. After I cleared them out, I basically got a free island full of resources to freely boom, and I was never in danger ever again. So I'd say increase the intensity of Rudolph's attacks. Make the fires a bit more frequent. Maybe even give some, excuse me, additional starting resources to give the player a bit more freedom to decide how their defense would go. And then make Zavis's backstab more impactful. Other minor things would be to make the ship attacks a bit more frequent. I think I built like 5 or 6 fire ships, and that was all I needed to do to defend the coastline. But even from the coastline, there's no... From that angle, I was never really in any danger. But yeah, that tower defense, that defend the base level is really cool. Capturing the supply caches and kind of hiding them within the city as like camouflage buildings or like behind walls and stuff. I thought that was really clever, and I thought that was really cool to get more resources, and to make it so that I would really examine what was going on in my city more. I thought it was really good. If it could just be a little more difficult, it would be a perfect 10 out of 10 level for me. So then, lastly, Interregnum. Level 1, it was a great introduction. I replayed it off camera with the sound effects. I know that my recording doesn't have the sound effects in it, but I replayed it off camera with the sound effects, and it really does give a fantastic introduction to the story and the setting. Like I mentioned in the video for that one, I'd say you mentioned that like, it's good to have an easier level at the start. I agree to a certain extent. If we wanted an easier level, I would say to make it a bit shorter. But I do like the rebuild aspect of it, where I take this weak town and villagers are coming from all over, and as I scout around, I'm like recruiting soldiers and bringing them back. I would have liked to see a little bit more frequent bandit raids, something besides a few pikemen and crossbows. And the pacing felt a little bit off overall, but the exploration was great. The first run through, I missed Margaretta's horse side quest, and there's a priest in the corner of the map that I missed as well. There's all sorts of little things. They're just kind of tucked away here and there that I really like throughout all the levels, but especially the first level. The first level and the third level. Just little small things just tucked around that really made the map come alive and really made me feel like I was playing a campaign. So level 1 I found was pretty fun. It was very easy overall, but it was quite fun. It just a little bit on the long side, pacing-wise. And that brings us to level 2, Königsberg, the one that I personally like the least. And I feel like I did like it because I really liked the monks, the fact that monks played a huge role in it. I really liked that the player was rewarded in many different ways for scoring conversions. There was reasons to invest in monks. But again, this comes with like the tipping point where, you know, it was cool. It was a cool gimmick to train a bunch of missionaries and convert like all the enemy buildings while converting the shrines and stuff. But it was just it was too easy. Like, I could have just I could have just boomed to Imp, you know, trained a bunch of champions and then just ran over everything and then just converted the shrines. Like, it was just, at no point was I under any threat whatsoever. I was getting attacked by, like, Feudal Age units and then, like, early Castle Age units by the time I was already in Imperial Age. So gameplay-wise, it was kind of unforgivable in how easy it was. It was also the level that we got introduced to Rudolf. Now, that was cool, but at that point, I guess we had no idea what his story significance was. We saw Rudolf in level 2, and then we saw Rudolf again in level 3. But I guess a tiny bit more build-up would have been nice to sneak in there story-wise. But then level 2 really honestly felt almost like a filler episode, you know? I convert 3 shrines from 3 weak bases. Okay, cool. Like, I got to play with monks and completely dominate some easy AI. Like, alright, sounds also cool. Don't get me wrong, it was still overall a great level, but those are just some of the reasons why I liked it the least. Overall, the campaign, fantastic. With like a proper voice actor, not that the AI one was, not that the robotic one was bad, but with proper voice acting, you know, some touch-ups to like the spelling and grammar. I feel like the writing itself was pretty good. Like the story itself was very good, but some spelling and grammar and other consistency issues, if those got fixed, would be really, really cool. Getting the hotkeys for the unique units and the castles fixed would also be nice. And then just increasing the difficulty and increasing the pop limit just a little bit across the board would really tip this over to like a 10 out of 10 campaign, in my opinion. I'm pretty tough to impress. I don't think I'd say like even any official campaigns I've played so far are truly 10 out of 10s. I'd have to think really hard about that. But, you know, I'd say that this is like a solid, you know, overall a solid 8 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10 campaign. Like, I had a lot of fun with it, and I'm really glad that you made this for us. Like, I really appreciate it. You did a great job, man. And I'm honestly honored to have this on my channel. So, yeah, that's basically a bit disjointed, but those are my opinions on this campaign. Again, I just really appreciate the quality bar was really, really good. I would put this in terms of map design. I would put this like on par with, if not above, you know, some of the official campaigns that I've played so far. Like these levels were definitely like, there are some Tamerlane levels, official Tamerlane levels that were boring, that were much less interesting than any of these levels. So props to you, man. Good job. Anyway, I've talked for 15 minutes about your campaign. I hope you appreciate the feedback. Let me know if you end up updating anything. I might revisit a few levels or give it a replay. And yeah, again, just one last time, thanks for making it, man. Anyway, to everyone else, I hope you enjoyed watching this. My name is The Clever Fool. Thanks for watching. I'm signing out. See you guys next time.